And you got to be willing to do something new. You got to be willing to do something you never done. To get something you never had, you got to be willing to do something you never done. Would someone type in the chat box for me? I'm going to do something. I am going to do something new. Today, I am going to do something. I am going to do something new. Who's with me? Who's with me? Can we see some thumbs up? Can we see who's with me? Who's ready? Awesome, awesome. Well, our training today, how to respond to opportunities, will focus on a new way of winning, a new way of winning government contracts with the help from artificial intelligence. Our training today is designed to take the stress out of contracting and position you for the win. And we are expecting a great day at SBA, and we hope you're expecting a great day too. No matter where you're joining us from, SBA's highest priority is to create opportunities for growth and expansion and to serve you with excellence. Our goal is to set you up for success. And today's training program is just one example of our commitment to educate, to empower, and to equip you with the right combination of tools and resources to help you win in business. Will you please just take a moment to greet others on the call via our chat box and type in which state you're joining us from? Let's hear where is everybody from? Do we have some people from our hometown, Chicago, Illinois? Are you from Georgia? Let's hear where you're from. Give us a little greeting in the chat box and let the people know you're ready to go. And if you know of someone who should be on this call and can benefit from this information, please take a moment to share the link. Again, thank you for entrusting us with your business and for the opportunity to serve you today. We have an exciting program planned especially for you. I am Patrice Dozier, serving as the Economic Development Specialist for the state of Georgia. And again, you are in for a treat today. Here with us is a cutting edge, successful businesswoman, an innovator leader, and an innovator thinker. Miss Liz Smoke, she's the chairwoman of our SCORE Savannah chapter. She will be serving as our presenter this morning. Miss Smoke is a get it done mover and shaker in the business arena. So this is the time that you want to sit up tall, you want to pay attention and take notes. You want to remove any distractions so you won't miss out on any valuable information. Our speaker today holds a wealth of knowledge and experience, and we're honored to have her here with us today. So I hope you came ready for action with your pen and paper and with your winning attitude. So we have a lot of good information to share, and we want to answer any questions that you may have. So please be sure to take good notes and use our chat box to write down your questions. And in our and we will open the lines up to take your questions live. That's what we'll do during the Q&A. And our training today, it will not be recorded. However, we will send out a copy of the PowerPoint following our program and how you can connect with our speaker, Ms. Liz Smoke. So with that said, let's get started. I'm going to turn the program over to Ms. Liz Smoke to jumpstart our program. Over to you, Ms. Liz.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much, Patrice. I just want to send a quick shout out and congratulations, Effie, Valeria, Tim, and Tasha. They've committed to doing something new today. I promise this is going to blow your mind today. So, as Patrice mentioned, I am Liz Smoke, and I am a longtime business coach. And I specialize in specifically branding, product branding, personal branding, company branding, and AI. So what I am going to share with you and show you today, I use in my business every day. I know that a lot of you are either currently government contracting, looking to do things faster, easier, better, or looking to break into the space and want to do things as efficiently and right as possible. So that's what we're going to learn today. Put in the chat if you attended the first installment of the series, which I believe happened on June 10th with Nancy Cleveland. Put in the chat if you were in that one. I'd like to recap a little bit if you weren't on that one so that we can get a good foundation of what we're learning today. So I'm going to flip back and forth, check out that chat real quick. Oh, nice. Okay, great. So we have a lot of folks following up. Missed the first one, Rick. That's okay, because we're going to go through some of that here. So we're going to just jump right in. Feel free to put your information in the chat. I am a native Florida girl, to all my Florida folks. I lived the past 10 years in the Florida Keys. And before that, I'm a Miami girl. And 4 years ago, I moved to South Georgia during the pandemic. And it was, the story that we hear about people throwing a dart on a map. Well, that was me. I didn't know anyone in Georgia. I found a home online, came up here, and put my stake in the ground and fell in love, and here I am. So I want to thank the SBA for inviting me in, and all of you for tuning in from wherever you are. So thanks so much. All right, so let's get down to business. All right, so we're going to be talking about specifically ChatGPT, how to use ChatGPT to mine for government contracts that are most applicable to your job and to your role or your service offering. And we're going to be showing you how to craft your compatibility or your impact statement. And all of this is going to be done within the hour. And if in real time for you guys, it's going to be much less when you do this on your own. So that'll be fun. Thank you, Darlene, for welcoming me to Georgia. I love it. It's super hot, but I love it. Okay, we have some new folks getting into government contracting. So perfect. All right. Okay, so let's begin. Drop again in the chat if you are using, well, I'm sure a lot of you are already using ChatGPT. Who has not yet really gotten their feet wet with ChatGPT? You may have heard of it, you may have tried it, but you're not really using it as part of your day-to-day basis. Okay, good. So we have some folks here that are really going to be mind blown. So ChatGPT is your new life partner. I know that sounds really weird. And we're talking about business. Wow, there's a lot of you. So this is wonderful news. So what we're going to talk about today and what you're going to see today is how this one tiny tool that kind of operates like Google is going to change your life, your world, your business, your job, your family, your parenting, your menu at night. I know this is all sounding a little strange, but we're gonna nail it all and bring it all in. So Shaida says, completely true. She uses it a lot. I use it every single day from the moment I sit in my office chair at 7:30 in the morning all the way until my eyes shut. Usually it's about 10 o'clock at night. And you will too, so my apologies in advance. All right, so let's get the niceties out of the way. We are responding to government opportunities today with AI specifically. And of course, you could either put your questions in the chat for the team to mine, or you can just jot them down and save them for the end. All right, let's see. So why AI matters is AI, artificial intelligence, and specifically ChatGPT, right? AI is a whole suite of tools and language learning kind of robotic models. But we're going to be talking about ChatGPT today, and it's going to allow us to write better, research faster, and save a ton of time, and most importantly, heartache and headache. You don't need to be a tech expert here. All you have to do, all you have to know how to do is ask questions. And this says good questions, but honestly, they really don't have to be that good. We're going to take you through all of that. Crafting a capability statement that stands out. I know that that can be intimidating when you're starting out. So we're going to fix all that for you. We're going to ask ChatGPT to help us to write a clear company description, which I know, again, is a struggle. Summarize all of our past performances in plain, strong language that's going to attract the right government agency that you're going after. We're going to create a strong elevator pitch for you, and we're going to show you how to use Canva as a template to design a professional layout. Okay, so let's jump on over to ChatGPT. You should, let's see, share this tab instead. All right, you should be seeing what are you working on. So drop in the chat if you can see that, please. Okay, Shalonda, you're using Copilot and Gemini. Yes, they are both different options of like a ChatGPT, language learning models. Okay, so you guys can see this. All right, so we're back to what are you working on? All right, so we're going to say, I am a new government contractor. Sorry for the misspells. And it, by the way, it does not mind if there are misspells. It understands what you're trying to say. I'm a new government contractor, and I'm going to use my husband and my business. We're contractors that deal with like flooring and tile and things like that. So I'm a new government contractor, and I'm exploring a contract's eligibility. Okay, you're going to see this is a paid version of ChatGPT. You can use this for free in a limited basis, but even the paid version is $20 a month. If you're ever going to have a business expense, this has got to be it, right? So $20 a month is nothing, and I guarantee you will be using this every day of your life.
Yes,
all right,
and
I'm a
then,
new government contractor, and I'm exploring a contract's eligibility. Please take a look at the contract I've selected, and here's the cue. Explain it to me in very simple terms in no more than 10 bullet points. Okay, and the reason why I'm saying this is as if you've ever fished around government contracts, you know many of these documents can be hundreds of pages long and they're written in government speak. So it's really hard to determine what exactly are they asking for from us, right? So that's what we're going to do here. And this plus sign, see where it says add photos and files on the left? This allows us to bring in exactly that, photos and files, and it will read or react to those. So I have already pre-saved a document that I downloaded. You can see up here 12 minutes ago from the SAM website, and it was just a random RFP, request for proposal, that was on the site. So I'm just going to drag this in here. See, it says add anything, drop any file. So it's going to scan this PDF, which was multiple pages long, and it's going to explain it to us. So let's see what this is about. All right, it's reading. Here's a very simple explanation of the contract opportunity in 10 key bullet points. Who is offering this? The Georgia Department of Transportation. What's the contract for? It's for maintenance, engineering, and inspection services in Tennille, Georgia. And here, like, okay, immediately, like, what the heck is engineering and inspection services? Here it tells you. Think road repairs, inspections, quality control, and contract support. Okay, what kind of contract is this? This is an on-call, indefinite delivery, or indefinite quantity contract. That means GDOT, Department of Transportation, will request your services as needed during the contract term. Already sounds kind of sweet. How long does this contract last? It's a 3-year contract with the option to extend to 5 years. If any of you on this call provide this service, go run and get this contract because it was freshness today. How much can it pay? Between $25,000 and $10 million, depending how much work is ordered, what kind of work is expected, things like roadway inspections, construction material testing, design services, managing maintenance contracts, data collection, and quality control. Who do you need on your team? You must have qualified staff like project managers, engineers, inspectors, and an admin support, up to 10 people. Are you eligible? Your company and team must be pre-qualified in specific GDOT area classes such as roadway design, etc. What is the process to win it? You must submit a statement of qualifications by July the 28th to be considered. If shortlisted, you'll later submit a technical proposal. So that's really nice to know that they're not asking for all the information right up front. What's important to avoid disqualification? Follow the instructions exactly. Meet all area class requirements and do not contact GDOT staff outside the official channels. I'm just going to put a little pin in that. So I know for all of you super sleuths that like to jump over to LinkedIn and try and find your contacts, this one is pretty serious. They don't want you doing that. Okay. So that's also a question you might want to ask ChatGPT to explore in future contracts is it okay to reach out to these hiring managers? Most often it's probably not. Okay. Let's step back for a moment. So it's already pretty amazing that we took this giant document. Let's open up the document so you can see it.
Maybe 2 years ago, one time.
All right, here's the original document.
That's it, but we can always tell
And
when it's
it is
supposed to, 'cause
27 pages, not the
perfect.
worst one I've seen. But there's a lot in there. I mean, imagine if you were sitting and reading all this, like you would need a law degree to get through this, right? So ChatGPT has solved that for us. Actually, let me share that. Now you can see it. So this is the document that I pulled into ChatGPT. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, in an ideal world, you are using ChatGPT every single day about your business. And I'll show you, you can separate business and personal and all that stuff within ChatGPT. Because ideally, you would want to be able to pull in a
and so her phosphate was real high, and her doctor
you would want to be able to pull in documents to ChatGPT and it tell you right off the bat if you're even a fit, right? So let's say if they needed, sorry, Vanessa,
like she do chicken,
I think you can probably see me now.
Like her diet.
Yeah,
like
and Patrice, if you'll just watch the chat, if anybody that can't see the right thing, and you can interrupt me. Yes, this is ChatGPT 4. There are no there are no restrictions on document types or sizes, I believe. I mean, I've put in some behemoth sizes and it has not kicked out. So there might be a limitation. So ideally, when you pull in a document or contract, it will already tell you, you know what, Valeria, this is not a fit for your company. And here is why. So let's say, for example, you're a cleaning company and this one is for building a bridge, right? So even before going through all of that, say, this is for bridge building. This is not, in your wheelhouse, unless you want to explore something else with this contract, right? The more that you speak to ChatGPT about your business, about your personal life, and I mean, like, your family makeup, the things you like to do, the better off it is. You will find it maybe a little frustrating in the beginning when you first log on for the first time. You're thinking, this might not be very magical because it doesn't know you from Adam, right? It's just like a relationship. When we meet someone on an elevator, there's no real magic happening. But when you get to know someone, you speak to exactly who they are, what their interests are, things like that. And I'm not screen sharing yet, Amber. We're just having a conversation. I'm going to go there right now. If you can't hear, make sure that your mic is turned or your speakers are turned way up. All my stuff is turned way up. Because let's say, for example, in the example that we just saw, where it says it was a 3-year contract. Okay, let's say you're dabbling in ChatGPT or you use it every day for every area of your life, right? I have a teenage daughter. She's 15 years old. She's my only child. And if I were to be putting this information into my ChatGPT and say, okay, it has a 3-year commitment to it, my ChatGPT might tell me, Liz, in considering this contract for your business, remember that you only have 3 years of high school left, or you're trying to plan for a big European trip in 2027, and that might conflict. Isn't that interesting? So it took my personal life because it knows this, and it says, hey, little red flag here. I just want to put a pin in letting you know you have a big event coming up next year. You won't be available for 30, 60, 90 days, right? Or your right-hand man or your right-hand woman is retiring next year, and they're your main inspector, right, on this job. So this is why I say use ChatGPT for everything you can, because the deeper the relationship is, it begins to tie everything in and find all the holes that you might not be considering in the moment, right? So use it all the time. All right. So let's go back to ChatGPT. Let me make sure that I am sharing this. Let's see. Can you see like the just black and white text right now?
Yeah.
Let me go back to the chat and make sure that you are saying yes. No, not yet. Let me hit. I gotta hit share again. Sorry. Thank you guys for helping me out here. Okay, you should be able to see it now. Yes, it says that you can see this. Sharing this tab. Yes. Okay. Just jump back and make sure. Yes, perfect. So Denise is mentioning, thank you, Denise. Denise is mentioning that ChatGPT is not 100% accurate, and that is true. And what she is meaning by that is if you're looking for data, remember that where ChatGPT gets all of its information is from two places. One, it's everything publicized on the internet. And secondarily, because everything isn't on the internet, programmers put information into ChatGPT. For example, historical documents from, who knows when, back when, before documents even existed, biblical times, for example, all kinds of historical documents and texts that don't exist online. Now, it will, and it gets better every day, it will sometimes make up information that isn't true or doesn't exist. We call them, or ChatGPT calls them, hallucinations, right? So if you're looking for information like, give me the Georgia Department of Transportation's 2025 regulations. I don't even know if that's a thing. What I would rather see you do is go out to the Department of Transportation's website, grab the document and pull it in, right? Rather than saying, go search for this stuff on your own. Now, this is kind of getting into a little more complexity and level 2. So all I will say is, when you're getting data from the internet, for example, how many road crews are there in Montgomery County, Georgia? You might want to go verify that type of data, right? But when you're asking it to read documents, which is going to be the framework for today's class, you're going to be fine because you're pulling in the data directly to ChatGPT. Okay. But thank you, Denise, for pulling that up, for sharing that with us. Okay. So now we have a basic knowledge of how we want to address this particular contract. Okay. Now, let's say, I think I may have put in my slides let's say, I am going through my slides. So I put some examples here of a company that I wanted to use. So this example says, Green Horizon Services is a woman-owned landscaping and grounds maintenance company based in Georgia. We specialize in maintaining federal and municipal properties with high standards for appearance, safety, and environmental sustainability. Our team delivers reliable, scheduled service with a focus on curb appeal, compliance, and long-term results. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to do something kind of backwards so that you can get the most out of this lesson. Okay, so we're back in ChatGPT, and I'm going to paste in this description that I just read to you. And we're going to assume for a moment that this is who we are. Okay, so I'm going to say, this is a basic synopsis
maybe like weeks after that
of who we are
and this was about
as a company. I am new to government contracting.
I mean, she do have like regular
and would
phones,
like to
but you haven't
know
failed in a
where
while, so
to
I've been
focus
watching it closely.
my
But
efforts based on what
okay,
we
is
do.
it
All
like
right.
in her
So
room?
see,
She
we're
might be
keeping it
trying to
kind of
get
broad,
something, and you hear her
and we're not
fall,
giving it a whole
and
lot
she's
of
going,
direction.
okay,
And
okay,
that's
you know,
good
but
because
nothing that,
robots,
no,
ChatGPT, are
no,
smarter
no,
than us. Okay. And I say that because we want to see where it lands with
yeah,
this
she
basic
has a,
information. We don't want to tool it too much. We don't want to give
Windows,
it too much information.
Windows.
Okay,
Where
so
they're
let's
going
keep it
in,
broad and
yeah,
see what it
they're
comes
going
up
through
with,
both ends,
because it will
next, not
oftentimes
suggest to make
guide
sure all the,
you
the stone
better
area is
than what
fine.
you can see yourself. Because remember,
Huh?
they have got information, or ChatGPT has got insights and information that's global across
They said that she's still
hundreds of thousands of companies
constipated,
and
but she
contracts.
goes
Okay.
regularly, and I gave her the Maryland that they told me
Thanks for
to,
sharing your company synopsis.
and
It's a
everything.
strong starting
I
point.
know
Based on
she
your
has
core focus as a
scoliosis,
woman-owned landscaping and grounds
and
maintenance
I
company in
know one
Georgia,
doctor was
here's how
complaining
you
that
can
maybe the
strategically
organ
align your
or
efforts in government contracting.
yeah,
So for
because
those
now
of
that she
you
lost
who
the weight,
either are not yet
it's
approved in
curvy. It seems like it's curving
SAM.gov
more like you
or
get up
are
and going
really
back.
just starting out on this journey, this is a good way to start. Tell ChatGPT what it is that you do,
Okay.
and then see
Better.
where it guides you. Okay. Key contract areas to
But I
target:
mean, if you
grounds
just put your
maintenance and
question
landscaping services, and it even gives you the next code.
there.
Federal, state, and local agencies regularly outsource lawn mowing, tree trimming, and mulching, seasonal planting and removal, irrigation system maintenance, stormwater drainage. Facility support service, it gives you the NAICS code and breaks that down. Erosion and sediment, there's your NAICS code. Transportation and highway maintenance support. Okay. Where to focus first? Get registered and certified. So I'm sure most of you have already gone through this process. SAM.gov, your WASB certification, State of Georgia Marketplace, and considering your DBE certification through the GOT. Build a capability statement. Well, let's see where we go. Building a capability statement, which we're going to do that here together. Think of it as your one-page contracting resume. It's going to tell you what to put in there. Start at the local and state level, cities, county, Georgia Department of Transportation, partner as a subcontractor, and monitor opportunities. It tells you kind of search terms to monitor. And the extra tips are highlight your schedule reliability and sustainability in proposals. And then it's going to offer you more assistance. It's going to say, if you'd like, I can match your services to the exact NAICS code and create a one-page capability statement. Imagine that. Help identify current bid opportunities you might be eligible for. Draft an intro email to potential prime contractors or contracting officers. So we're going to use all of that. But now you're saying, oh, geez, Liz, this still sounds a little intimidating. I don't know what goes into a capability statement. I'm just starting my business. I really don't even know what makes my business different from everybody else's. And that's the magic here. Okay. So if you don't know how to talk to ChatGPT, if you don't know what to ask ChatGPT, and even if you do know what to ask, and you're just curious how to get a better output from ChatGPT, tell it exactly that. Okay, so we're going to do this just that right now. All right, so please match my services. Well, you know what? I'm not going to mess around with NAICS codes because that's it's just a little extra for right now. Let's create an impactful capability statement. Here it is. Tell me what information you need from me to make an amazing statement. Okay. So I don't really know what exactly to give it. Here it is. Basic business info. Okay. What certifications we have. What we do best. Please confirm or expand on mowing, trimming, pruning. Is it snow removal? Is it environmental compliance? What exactly is it? Let me know what should be front and center. Past performance, even if you're small, names of clients. So let's say, Perry Airport, location services, Savannah Hospital, DeKalb County Schools, type of work and frequency, your success stats, if you have any, right? 98% on-time service or 4-year renewal. and why you stand out. So differentiators, woman-owned, eco-conscious, always on time, licensed arborists, pesticide handlers, experience working with government property. Here's some NAICS codes. Now it says, once you send me these details, I'll put together a clean, professional, and compelling capability statement ready to email or print. What about a branded version too, with colors and logos? I can format that in Canva or Word if you like. Okay, so far so good. So let's go back and answer a couple of these questions just very briefly for the sake of the exercise. So we said, didn't we have a business name up here? What was it? Green Horizon Services. We'll take this, put it here, and we'll say 98% on-time delivery, crew of 27. You see that this is very rustic. You don't have to put it in any kind of fancy language. Pesticide and herbicide certifications. I'm just making this up. Willing to travel to neighboring states. Annual contract with the Perry Airport. And let's see what happens. All right. All right, we're off to a great start. Based on what you've provided, here's what I still need to complete your capability statement. Info that you've provided, info that I still need. Full legal business name as registered. Okay, so for the sake of this argument, I'm going to say, let's skip over number one. When I say number one, I'm referring to his bullet point, his or her bullet point. Let's skip over number one for this draft, we're going to say. And then we're going to say we are WASB certified. Core services, we'll say that we are, let's just say landscape design installation. And we'll just take these NAICS codes that it wants. Once I have the rest of the info, I'll deliver. All right, let's see. Here's a draft capability statement of Green Horizon Services. Okay. Woman-owned small business, certified WASB, Georgia-based contractor. So it shows our core competencies. It shows now, when you're copying this over to Canva or a Word doc or whatever, you do not include these little emojis, okay? Differentiators, 98% on-time performance, crew of 27 trained professionals with proper safety protocols, certified in pesticide and herbicide application, annual contract with the Perry Airport, ongoing past performance, willing to travel and serve Georgia and neighboring states, focus on sustainable maintenance practices and long-term results. Here's your NAICS codes, certifications, past performances. Okay, now this doesn't exactly make up a proper capability statement. Okay, let me know if you want this formatted in a branded layout and if you'd like a one-line tagline. These are just bullet points. So what we're going to say is, please give me an example, and you can also find this out on Google and bring it in to ChatGPT. Please give me an example of a standard capability statement used for government contracting. Okay. And just like that, we're going to get one. Let's see what it gives us. Looks like right now it's giving us bullet points. Past performance. It's looking kind of the same. Okay. Let's go over to Google for a moment. And let's say sample compatibility statement. Let's see. Let's see if we can drop one down. So this one, for example, share this tab instead. Okay, you should be able to see this sample here. This one is kind of all bullet points here with a very short or brief statement about the company. So let's say we want to have more of, going back to ChatGPT, you should be able to see that now. I'd like to include a brief narrative of our company and why we are a good fit for the RFP. All right. Because we want some written data in there, not just a bunch of bullet points, but we don't also want the contract manager to have lots of reading happening. Right. But it makes for a good, well-rounded compatibility statement to have a narrative in there if they so choose. Okay, so here's a nice brief narrative based on what was already summarized up above. And it says, let me know if you want this reworded in a more formal, bold, or even more personable tone, or if you'd like it revised for a specific agency. Ready to plug it into your capability statement when you are. Great. Give me a completed draft of the capability statement. As we've discussed. All right. And here it is. So it has right at the top exactly what we are: landscaping, grounds maintenance, right of way of service. Here's our little synopsis, all the bullet points that we've discussed. Our NAICS codes, our certifications. And then we're going to add this last information. Next steps. Let me know if you want a downloadable PDF version, plain or branded, if you'd like this adapted for Department of Transportation, or if you want to add your logo and tagline. So let's say format, you know what? Let's see what happens. Give me a plain PDF version. Let's see what happens. I take a moment and I'll tell you while that's working. So if you come over here to your sidebar, this is normally open all the time. This is where you can have multiple conversations happening, on various topics, and you can even sort them into files, right? So all of that holds all of your different conversations if you're having business versus personal. So it looks like it might be struggling with this, which happens. So we can just stop that for right now. All right, I'm going to jump over to the chat and see what's coming here. Okay, so you think you can see me now? All right, let's see. Awesome. Yes, Laura used Apex for your capability statement. Absolutely. So you'll, like I mentioned, you always, this is what the sample that we're using today is on a fictional company, right? So ideally your company is, has a lot of history, and I mean by experience, not necessarily that you've been in business a long time, but you as a business owner have a lot of experience in your field, so you can talk a lot better to it. And you'll want to find capability statements online that you really like and bring that in for inspiration. Let's see. Yes, proofread everything. All right. Any questions on ChatGPT that I can answer before moving on to the next thing? Yes, Reason. I can put a cheat sheet with the prompts that were used. Stacy, and M dash is when you're, for example, if you're reading a book, you'll see like a dash between words. That's called an M dash. And it's a punctuation mark that ChatGPT just happens to love. And for people that are really using ChatGPT a lot, we can kind of pick up what is written by ChatGPT. And I will tell you, you know, the fact that you're using ChatGPT, despite what a lot of people want you to believe, is, well, oh, that's not real work. Then you're really not doing it yourself. Okay. Now, the fact that you're doing more in your, call it 8 hours of work, 8 to 15 hours of work, right? Using AI and ChatGPT puts you light years ahead of to the individuals that are not. Okay. Because if you have read through any RFP, you know that it is mind-numbing work. It is dizzying work, right? So when you, at minimum, if you use ChatGPT for nothing else, at minimum, you pull in 10 RFPs before lunch, by the way, and say, is this a good fit or not? How many hours and mind power has that saved you so that by lunch you're not feeling absolutely drained and exhausted, right? So don't let individuals tell you that, well, you know, using ChatGPT is cheating, because it's not, right? If that was the case, then using our cell phones, our iPhones is cheating, using the internet is cheating, using Google is cheating, right? These are technological tools that are way smarter than us, that have incredible access to incredible amounts of data and information that can only help your business. Okay. So just for a little bit of insight, April 1st, what was that? Less than 2 months ago, April, May, almost 3 months ago, April 1st, I had an idea for a line of retail products. Okay. April the 1st of 2025, less than 90 days ago. Less than 90 days ago, I was able to birth the idea, build the idea prototype, get samples in the mail, and secure a retail store contract in less than 90 days. But people will say ChatGPT is cheating. No, people take years to go from idea to getting a contract to have their product in a retail space. And in less than 90 days, I did it with AI, because it is super powering, or it's adding jet fuel to what you already know, what your skills are, right? It's not going to give you skills that you don't have, right? Because if you don't know how to ask or what to ask, or even have the initial idea to go and ask for a prompt, it's not going to produce anything, right? So you're the one that has to have the initial desire and motivation to learn more, do deeper, all of that stuff. Yes. So Denise says, work on your prompts. Yes. And so a prompting, for example, I'll never forget an example that my father always gave me when I was young about giving someone instruction. So, and you can tell how I date it, because you can tell the example was about smoking. And it was, if you were going to show a person how to smoke a cigarette, how would you show them, or how would you tell them? And, you know, me as a little kid, I say, well, you would tell them to put a cigarette in their mouth. And you say, okay, it looks like this. Clearly that's not it, right? But we didn't give them enough information. So we want to be as specific as we know how to be, so that it does less guessing, right? So rather than saying, I don't get it, you say, I don't understand, right? So because I don't get it, it might not understand. Remember, it's not human what I don't get it means. Okay. And you know, you'll learn these as you go. And again, I love the saying about any AI, that today is the worst it will ever be. Tomorrow it's always better, and the following day is always better. How can you prevent ChatGPT from sharing? So there's a couple of things on that. You can create your own custom chatbots, okay, where everything that you create is inside your own ecosystem. And you can do that inside of ChatGPT. For example, These right here where it says GPTs, these are my own chat GPTs. They are closed. They have information that is specific to either my company or my ideas, whatever the case is. And ChatGPT does not pull from them to the public. So you can see I have one right here, GovCon. So all of my government contracting stuff lies in there, and it's kind of this closed ecosystem. All of my AI training work has its own here, about my branding, and then I coach full time. So this is a duplication. This LizBot is a duplication of me and everything that I coach. So all of my videos, all of my content over the past 12 years in my coaching business all live in here. So, for example, if I wanted to put this on my website and you go to my website and you access the LizBot, you will get an answer that will likely have come from my content over the past 12 years, right? You will get coached in a style that I coach in. So that you can create that and keep your information closed in that way. So I will also say, come back to here. I will also say, Michelle, you cannot share documents in the free version, but yes, you can, ask it to do capability statements and, what have you. So yes, Maureen, it's like folders. Now, another little trick here, as you're using this and really using it a lot, you can see folders here. So this is really not like folders. This is a custom GPT that only talks about that topic. Let's say you're a dog trainer and you want an expert dog trainer, right? You would craft one of these custom GPTs and call it dog trainer. And then you can pull in all kinds of expert resources on dog training, and it will only talk about that, right? It won't talk about, your menu for dinner tonight, none of that stuff. Now, as far as organization, there's a couple this is a new way that I love. These are projects. So you can, underneath one, let's see. So you can open up a project, and then you have multiple chats that are in here. Let me just make sure that you can see that. And then over here, these are all the chats that don't live into a project. And I like to use emojis on the end here on the left. You can see emojis when it's something important, because there's like a ton of things. And I know just to scan through and see my emojis will highlight certain topics that I'm working on. Okay. Your landing page strategy. You see that. Okay. Perfect. All right. I'm going to jump over here. Maureen, you're possibly right. I haven't been on the free version for a very long time, so I think a lot of that new stuff might live over there. How do you organize and manage? You can just pull your chats up into a folder, or you can start with a new project. Let me go back to here. So you'll see right here where it says left on the new project. If I click on that, right, there's an example, birthday party planning, right? So you'd want to keep all that in one spot. Likewise, you will get, you'll get so enthralled with creating under one chat GPT, for example, the one that we were talking about. And let's say this conversation starts to spill over into all kinds of different ideas or, things that you're thinking about. It's okay to say, let's stop this conversation in this chat and let me open up another one so I can stay organized. It remembers everything you tell it. Okay. Now, the memory will get full, which is what you are seeing right up here, right? Of course, I use it every single day. I have used it every single day for the past 3 years, almost 3 years. And the memory will get full, which is fine because you can change the memory, right? Let's say if I'm going to talk about, like, for example, today, I don't necessarily want to save Green Horizons in my chat GPT's memory. So at the end of our call, I will go back and erase that piece of the memory so it doesn't have to remember that. All right. So we have about 10 minutes into it. And I do want to kind of wrap this up and jump into questions. So here's some prompts. And again, I'll share this. I forgot who mentioned it. I'll share them too. You can write examples of past performance in just plain English, plain language. So here's an example. In 2023, we provided ongoing landscaping. Are you seeing this? No, sorry. In 2023, we provided ongoing landscape maintenance for the city of Macon's public properties, including 15 parks and municipal buildings. Our team delivered biweekly service, improving overall cleanliness, reducing citizen complaints, etc. So it can take one or two little sentences and create a nice long paragraph or even an introductory email just based on this information. You can also highlight any results that you've gotten in your company. Okay. So an elevator pitch, you can ask it to do that too. Now, why is an elevator pitch important? Because as you meet people publicly or in LinkedIn or networking in an email, you'll want to succinctly say what it is that you do, right? Because I know a lot of folks don't like the networking or it makes them nervous, and therefore they tend to rattle on and not really say exactly what they do. So you'll want to create an elevator pitch based on what you do that is very concise, okay? So the prompt sample would be create a short conversational elevator pitch for a woman-owned security firm that wants to win more federal contractors. So the AI output would be, we're Shield Guard Solutions, a woman-owned small business providing certified security personnel and risk assessment services to government agencies. Now, I want to take this example because it's still very long and wordy. And as a branding expert, I would never tell you to do that. Okay. So we want to go back to AI, back to ChatGPT. You can see this now. We're going to say, I want you to make this elevator pitch concise, not too wordy, and under 2 sentences. All right, we're going to paste it down here below. Here's a more concise version. Shield Guard Solutions is a woman-owned small business providing certified security and risk assessment services to government agencies with a focus on discretion, reliability, and rapid response. Let's say, still too long. It's not important for this exercise to mention we are woman-owned. The elevator pitch should be no longer than 5 words. Okay. Security, reliability, zero disruption. We keep government safe. I mean, that one's perfect. That one, if you're in security, should be on your website. Serious security, simplified. Rapid response, quiet confidence. Would you like one with a slightly more tactical or tech-forward feel, right? So here we went from this long, wordy thing all the way down to a tagline for your brand or for your LinkedIn bio. This can also, of course, redraft your LinkedIn bios. You can go to LinkedIn. Let me share this tab and just show you this little piece of magic here. So we're going to jump over to LinkedIn. By the way, if we don't know each other, go ahead and connect with me on LinkedIn. You'll see that on the back end of this PowerPoint. And so let's say you find somebody that's really interesting to you, and you might want to work with them on LinkedIn, but you just don't know how, right? So let's take my bio here. I'm copying the link, and we're going to go back to ChatGPT, okay? And we're going to say, here is someone I want to work with. What can I share with them? You know what? I'm going to do something different. because it's going to see that it's me trying to work with me. Let's see what happens. What can I share with them that they may be interested in talking about professionally? Let's see if we can trick it here. And we're going to put my LinkedIn there. We couldn't trick it. That's your LinkedIn profile. So if you're looking to collaborate with someone and want to know what you could offer them that's professionally engaging, here's a quick strategic breakdown of what you bring to the table. So even if I'm drafting an outreach email, I can use this information to say, here is what I bring to the table. But let's do somebody else. I'm going to use, let's use Terry Dennison, who is Georgia's district director of the SBA. Okay, this is a really good example. So we will take, she doesn't have, she does have it. Okay, so we're going to take her profile. So we used, I'm going to share this. We used Terry Dennison, district director for the SBA. And we're going to go back to ChatGPT and we're going to say, use this person instead.
Perfect. And we'll see you in about 3 months. I'll work between now and then based on the lab.
How can I
further labs,
offer my services?
All right. Thank you.
So everything goes well.
Thank
you. And I'm going to put
you. Have a good day.
Have a good day.
That profile. Terry Dennison is the Georgia District Director of the U.S. Small Business, which means she's a high-level federal leader focused on expanding small businesses, blah, blah, blah. She's a powerhouse connection. And the good news is you're already aligned with her mission through your work with SCORE. What you could offer, Terry, professionally and strategically. I'm helping Georgia entrepreneurs learn how to use AI to reduce overwhelm, cut costs, complete contracts. I'd love to discuss ways to align this effort with the SBA outreach goals or offer these trainings under your initiatives. Doesn't that sound pretty freaking professional? And then it says, you're in a leadership position with SCORE Savannah. Propose as part of my SCORE chapter leadership, right? And it's giving me lots of options here. Custom capability statement clinics for Georgia-based firms. Offer a session directly aligned with her goals. We're hosting a free session on how to build a standout capability statement using AI, right? So as you see people around your, your LinkedIn prospecting, you can bring in that profile into LinkedIn and say, I think there's an opportunity here. What exactly would I propose? Right? There you go. Now let's go back to my LinkedIn and let's show you. All right. Let's go back to my LinkedIn profile. We're going to include that. How would you recommend I improve my profile in order to attract government contracting managers, let's say. All right, and let's see what it says. You're very close to having a LinkedIn profile that could speak directly to government contracting managers. Your tone is strong, creative, and entrepreneurially warm, which is fantastic. But to attract contracting officers, program managers, and procurement liaisons, you'll need to rewrite your headline to emphasize procurement relevant keywords, right? So it's showing you the difference between what I have existing and what it's recommending, okay? So right there it says, the second one, capability statement specialist, federal contract advisor, branding strategist for government and small businesses. Why? Government decision makers often search LinkedIn by title, not personality. Includes specific phrases like federal contractor advisor, GovCon branding expert, capability statement coach, SBA SCORE leader. Update your about section with a GovCon angle, right? And it's giving you the bullet points. Add a featured section and what to put in your featured section. Adjust your experience section to include keywords. Add a services section. Use a cover banner that reflects your GovCon work, helping small businesses stand out in federal markets. You can design this quickly in Canva with your photo, a muted background, bold tagline, and icons. And engage weekly on GovCon topics. So it's giving you a little bit of LinkedIn strategy and hashtags that you'll want to be using in your LinkedIn post strategy. All right. Pretty amazing stuff, huh? Oh, everybody is putting in their LinkedIn. I love it. Can you go up and show the prompt you used for LinkedIn? Yes, I'm going to include all of those, and Patrice will be sending all of them out. Great idea for connections. Absolutely. All right. Yes, Devin, you'll be getting a copy of all of this stuff. All right, wonderful. And thanks for sharing your links, everybody. Connection means great strength. Okay, so we're going to begin taking some questions. So if you'll cue those up, I'm going to run through my slides one more time to make sure that there's nothing imperative here that we haven't covered. Okay, and I am sharing this. Okay, so as you begin to target agencies, you want to start a spreadsheet with information that you're gathering from the agencies that you're targeting. For example, if they're state, federal, what they've purchased in the past, what they spend their money on, excuse me, and who to contact. Okay. Now, the tech stack, which we'll call it, that you will likely need for any or most of the work that you're going to be doing with ChatGPT and government contracting is very, very simple. I use ChatGPT. Of course, there are others like ChatGPT. Some folks mentioned in the chat. There's Copilot, there's Gemini, there's Claude. Once you find one that you love, go all in. Because like I mentioned early on, the more relationship you have with your learning module or your language learning machine, the better outputs you will have. You want to start using either Google Sheets or Excel to begin ordering your information. In fact, I wanted to show you one more last quick tool, because once you get this idea, you will understand how to better use it. Can you, no, sorry, using the wrong thing. Share this tab instead. Okay, let's say, please create a table of all Georgia, well, I'm going to use my Florida peeps, of all Florida government contracting agencies with their website. It will output information in a way that you like to receive it. I love tables, and I ask for this all the time. So here are all the government contracting agencies in the state of Florida, including, SPACE. And it has their role and their focus. And these little tabs that you see on the bottom, those are the sources that ChatGPT is using for that information. And not only their website, but their procurement website. So where do you go to find the contracts? There it is. Okay. Let's say, for example, here's another way that you can use this table. Let's say you are in the doc. Well, let's say that you are in doing middleman work. Okay. And you have run across a wonderful RFP for a dock builder in Florida. You don't build docks, right? So you're like, geez, where do I start? Remember when I told you, quicker, faster, better information. Create a table with every dock builder in the state of Florida with their website and their contact if available. Now, think in your head, how long would it take someone to gather this information? Or you'd have to pay someone to go out and gather this information. And with my little finger, we're going to do it right here. Because what you'll want to do now is you'll want to grab this table and say, wonderful, here is the RFP. which of these companies is best suited for me to reach out to that can service this RFP, right? So here's all the dock building companies, right? And I'm sure there are more that you can begin contacting. There's their phone number. Here's a contact name, Pete, Andrew, Cody, right? Where they are. And you can begin reaching out to them regarding this RFP for dock building that you happen to have found. Okay. So when I say you use Google Sheets or Excel, these are the types of things you want to begin collecting, having to do with, what you do. Okay. Makes sense? I know you love that one. All right. And then lastly, Canva or Word, for example, to do any design or layout of any documents. So really, you can see it's very simple. I'm sure you've used all of these tools in order to run your business. So there you go. Again, we should connect on LinkedIn. I'm happy to follow up and connect with anyone there regarding this presentation. Patrice is going to send out the prompts and the slides that I've shared. But I would like to take some specific questions, if that's okay. Patrice, go ahead and take it away.
Liz, I mean to tell you, I am absolutely loving this. So many great examples. We find that sometimes a lot of women would bid, they would get certified as a woman-owned small business, but they would never bid. But this removes the stress out of contracting and the guessing game and remove the fear and help women and help all of us to prepare for opportunities. I mean, I know our audience is sitting on the edge of the seat, their seat. This is the tool that we've been missing. And I am so grateful for this. So thank you for enriching us with a new way of seeing things, a new way of thinking, a new way of using tools, techniques, and strategies, so many gems and golden nuggets to help us navigate this government contracting process. I mean, it is absolutely incredible what you're doing for us, our small business community this afternoon. So grateful, so grateful. And I know the information that we're hearing may be a lot to process, especially if you're hearing it for the first time. So I want to open the lines up. You've been so gracious. I know you've been responding to some of the questions that's coming through the chat box, but I want to now open the lines up and take some live questions. I see a few people have their hands up already. Listen, audience, this isn't the time to be shy. And so please, while we have the expert here with us, please put your hands up. I will take your questions in the order that your hands are up. I'll call on you. I just ask if you just keep your questions brief and to the point to allow us to get through as many questions as possible. And we're definitely gonna hold Liz to coming back and doing this for us again. So let me see if I can get the lines unmuted.
I just want to say, Tamara, I can see you connecting with me on LinkedIn. Melissa, Kimberly, Brandy, thank you. Samuel.
Awesome. We got a get it done kind of audience today.
Yeah, we do.
They're not messing around. I mean, this is a year of massive action. Yes. You know, sometimes you don't know what you don't know, but don't sit back, not ask your question, not connect. You want to make sure you're connecting with Liz via LinkedIn. We're going to send out the PowerPoint with her contact through our SCORE Savannah chapter. She leads that chapter. So listen, we're here 365 days a year, but don't wait 365 days to connect, right? Let's get it going. Let's get it started. Let's go, people. So I think I got the lines unmuted. So listen, ask you one quick question. You know, I'm excited, just as excited as you are. So I was ready to get to Liz. I was like, let's get some questions in here. But listen, ask your one quick question. Don't give us a lot of background information. Just, hey, my one quick question is, because I see a lot of hands up and we want to get through as many as we can before our time is up here. So Renee Bucks, if you can kick us off with your one quick question. We're going to start with Renee. Ask your one quick question, Renee Bucks.
Good morning. I don't have a question. I only put my hand up because my chat is disabled, so I haven't been able to ask any questions or respond in the chat.
So you don't have a question though right now, right?
No, I don't.
Okay, so good. So you see Liz's contact information up. If you decide you want to ask Liz something later or connect with her via LinkedIn. All right.
Okay,
and again, we're going to
you.
send out that PowerPoint.
All right.
Awesome.
Well, thank you so much.
Okay,
I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Great job.
Awesome.
I think we may have lost Patrice.
She may be frozen. I'm the next person in line, so I'll briefly ask a question so we don't hold everything
Go for it. Thank you. Yes.
My question is, how will we use ChatGPT to pull in the RFP to see if it's a good fit? Because that is exhausting.
Yeah, totally. So are you already using ChatGPT in your business?
Yes, I am.
Fantastic. Okay, so you can kind of skip all of that, about me stuff. And you can just grab your RFP from whatever your website is, SAM or whatever the government agency is, save it to your computer as a PDF, and then you can literally drag it or hit the plus sign and open the file, and it will read either the doc or the PDF, whatever it is. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, but how can I train it to determine if it's a good fit for me?
Oh, so then you can say, let's say you're going to drag in a document, right? It's going to process it. It's going to tell you what it's all about. You're now going to train it and say, this is not a good fit for my company because we don't do this or we do this. And you can even ask for parameters. Say, I'm a one-man show. I don't want any RFPs that require a team. Or we don't work outdoors. We only work indoors. So you begin to train it based on what it's telling you.
Okay.
Right.
So
and you can
whatever prompts you basically tell it, it begins to learn who you are. And that's how it creates. That's how it can determine if it's a go or no go.
Exactly. Yes, you will train it based on what you want and what you don't want. And you can ask special things. You can say, and please like if you could say, well, I might do an outdoor job if it's the right thing. You can say, don't exclude all RFPs that are outdoors, but I do want you to flag it at the top that it's an outdoor job, for example.
Understood.
Awesome. I am so sorry. I got disconnected. I'm so glad that you guys are still going. Listen, I'm so grateful. I was like, oh, this ain't the time.
Yeah, we're ready for the next question, I believe.
Yes, great. So thank you for your question. So we're going to keep moving on. Allow as many people to get in there. One quick question. Yes. Joanne Braxton, this is a superstar. Joanne Braxton, thank you for joining us. Joanne, can you unmute and ask your one quick question?
We may have lost her already.
Okay. Joanne, we'll try to circle back. Sid Hassan, is it?
Hi, thanks, Patrice. Liz, I have a question around, in the spirit of you don't know what you don't know, how do you balance a result set with hallucination?
So you'll only receive hallucinations. You won't receive them all the time and in all contexts. So if you're in a creative space, or do you have an example that I can address directly?
I mean, we're a consultancy in DC, so we're often looking at research and intel, and it sometimes comes back with erroneous data, and then you're spending more time kind of validating erroneous data sets versus getting a task accomplished. So,
Makes sense.
there's arguments around, it just hallucinates at some
Yeah.
point. So
Yeah. So there's a couple things. One, I would recommend that you test other platforms, you know, Claude or what have you, to see the level,
Sure.
right, that is tolerable. The second part is you'll always want to say, include your sources, always, especially in your line of work, right? Especially like if you're in legal or health, right? All those that like it, there can be no room for error. Include your sources. At least it will give you links to where it got the information, and you can very quickly determine that's a little off, or that's not a source that I would trust.
Right.
So that's the way that I always get around it.
Thank you. And then where do you rank Gemini in comparison to ChatGPT? And then I'm done. Thank you, Patrice.
Yeah. So like I said, you know, it's all about relationship. So I can only rank ChatGPT at the top because it knows Liz Smoke like no other, right? If I had that relationship with Claude or Gemini, I would rate those as top. Because if I've been 3 years with ChatGPT, if I go and, you know, have my first date over there, they're not going to be nearly as nice as the guy that I've known for 3 years. Does that make sense?
Of course.
So it may be amazing, but I can't give you that feedback because this guy knows me in and out. Make sense?
I'm back. I'm here.
Okay.
So good to see you.
I know you didn't want to miss this opportunity. Jump right in, Ms. Baxton.
No doubt. This was an excellent presentation, Liz. Thank you so much.
You.
And so I just want to ask, does ChatGPT use Canva and to create docs like your CAPE statement, or do I have to create a doc in the Canva?
So
or will ChatGPT do it for me?
Well, it's not going to be anything beautiful. It's not going to be anything remotely close to what you can do, right? But it will create a basic Canva layout. It's not a design. It's going to be mostly text. Now, I am expert Canva. I've been on it since it began, and I never use the ChatGPT Canva output because it's so, you know, you can probably just grab the text or have it, you know, it'll ask you, do you want a template for Canva? And it really just gives you text to copy over. I would rather see you use some of the amazing templates that are inside Canva that are professionally made. I'm sure you could do a quick search on capability statement inside Canva and find many templates there.
Got you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, John.
Thank you for joining. Okay, Audrey Chambers Robertson. Audrey Chambers Robertson. Jump in with your one quick question. Miss Audrey, unmute yourself. Okay, we're going to try to circle back. I want to get through as many as we can. Okay, Marianne, jump in with your one quick question. Marianne.
Yes, good morning. I'm really excited because I found a RFI that's due on the 27th, and I just inputted it as you was doing the example, and it kicked out everything. So I'm already working on that. But my question is regarding the hallucination. So I noticed that you have to almost know for example, when it comes to things like legal things or specific laws, you have to know the information because it may kick out something that doesn't apply. But what I found is if I say to it, what about, how does this coincide with the guidance that was issued by, you know, the Department of Education on such and such date? All of a sudden, it'll kick out the correct information. So if you guide it to where to find it or where the explanation is, then it'll fix that hallucination.
Yes, and most often, in your example, you can go and get that PDF or whatever it is for yourself and drag it in to ChatGPT and say, I want you to consult this document first. So we can do that with government documents, congressional documents that might have to do with what we do.
Yes. Okay, and does this apply also to blanket purchase agreements? Can we also upload those? Like
you can upload whatever you want. Yes.
Okay. Yep. Thank you.
Awesome. Now,
thank you, Patrice, for emphasizing one question. Hi, Patrice. I'm ready whenever you guys are, Liz and Patrice. I do apologize for my delay in getting unmuted. It's ordinary.
Okay, is that Audrey?
Chambers Robinson, yeah, but I go by
Yeah.
Becky. You'll see that on LinkedIn.
Okay,
Outstanding,
jump right
outstanding,
in.
outstanding, Liz and Patrice. So I just want to ask you a very basic question. So giving this as a superpower for a small business to be competitive, extra exciting. I started using AI already for Anoma Healthcare. I have a healthcare technology company. So the question I have for you, Liz, is very strategic. How does this replace or reduce your business development and proposal team hours? Is this like a strategy for you, like just an enhancement of a tool for superpower and time saving? How do you view this at this point in your business as far as a growth mechanism as well and competitive edge?
Yeah, the big thing is, we can have ideas, right? Typically, like what they say, in the shower or when I'm falling asleep, I have ideas. So rather than normally we would have to go flesh that out or it just gets lost in the fold, I like to begin a chat and say, hey, I just had this idea. I don't have time to flesh this out. Flesh it out for me and we'll come back to it next month. And it always lives there. So as a parking lot for massive strategy ideas, that's what I use. Now, I will also have it create templatized or processed systematic information, right? So if it's something that I'm doing repetitive or my team is doing repetitively, I will say to it, templatize this, or how is my process lacking or not working, or how can I systematize my process? I will explain what the process is, or I'll say, how can this process have the potential of breaking? And it will say, here are your weak points, right? This is what you don't have the foresight into. So I really use it to kind of look around the corner so that I don't have to put so much attention in that, finding potholes in the future of my business.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Great question, Miss Audrey. Great question.
Thank
Okay,
you
we're
so
going to
much.
keep moving on. Simone Lead with Love. Love the name. Simone Lead with Love. Jump in with your one quick question. Just one quick question.
Hi, how are you guys? Patrice, you are the bomb.com. Liz, you are a rock star as well. Oh my God, I'm loving this. So it's actually, the name of my company is Lead with Love on Purpose. I wanted to ask, I missed a little bit of it, so I'm not sure whether or not you did state it, but I wanted to know, are you able to ask ChatGPT to scour sam.gov or the other sites to see if your company would be a match for any of the RFPs?
So yes, you can ask it. It's going to have trouble for that because remember that RFPs is a document that you have to open and download. So you can ask it to scan websites for information that is on the website. But the moment it has to begin clicking on links and determining information, that's where it starts to struggle. Yeah. And I will say you can put, this is just an aside, it has nothing to do with your question, Simone, but let's say as you all are building your websites and there's a website that's amazing in your area and you really want to, kind of model that, you can put their website into ChatGPT and say, what are the strong points of this website? If I wanted to model my website after this one, what should I be looking for? So you can even compare and contrast your web address to someone else's.
Awesome.
This is so good. Great question, Simone. And there are lots and lots of tools. Today, we're talking about how artificial intelligence can help us in so many ways. Someone referred to as our small business superpower, but don't think there's not other tools we can use. So if you shoot me an email, we can connect you with the resources in your area that may have the kind of tool that you need at this time. And Liz has so graciously put her information up too. It may be may call for a one-on-one sit down with Liz to kind of iron out, just see what all your options are and come up with strategies to be able to get what you need to navigate.
Yeah, I just want to add, sorry, Patrice, Barry McGowan, go to score.org and type in, look for a mentor. And based on your industry and expertise, you can find someone that can really help you. Score.org. That's for Barry McGowan. Go ahead.
Sure, and we're going to be sending out the resources, or shoot me an email. After this, we're done here. You'll get a copy of the PowerPoint and the link to connect with our SCORE resource partners. Awesome. So we're going to keep going. Ingrid, would you jump in with your one quick question?
Hi, how are you? Thank you so much for both of you all taking your time out. This has been very, very, very helpful. I'm actually new. I have got my certification, and as a new potential contractor, my question is there anything specific that I should be putting in with no experience when I'm coming up with, capability statement? Do I need to point that out? Do I leave that, do I not address that? I've actually received I guess you could say the RFQs from, I guess my local community state, and I'm just like frozen because I'm just like, they reached out to me, which obviously means that there's a need there.
Yeah.
And I'm just not sure how to go forward.
Yeah, so this is a great question. Use ChatGPT as if it were your best friend, right? Your coworker, somebody that you really trust, and say exactly what you just told us, right? Say, listen, I'm new, I'm nervous, I'm kind of stuck, because the more that you entrust and you tell this robot, the better off it will serve you. And say, my local community is reaching out to me. I feel pressured to serve. I want to be successful, but I'm stuck, right? And I need you, and you can say, I need you to hold my hand and explain to me, like a fifth grader, what am I supposed to be focusing on right now? And it will absolutely, at your pace, tell you, focus here, right? Or start small, or make sure you've got this. And it's going to begin to tell you, and you'll see that you're going to start to loosen up, because you're going to have a dialogue with it back and forth, and it's going to go at your pace. It's not, and remember, be patient. It's learning you just like you're learning it. But you want to be as frank with ChatGPT as you possibly can.
Beautiful.
Okay,
Loving it. And then again, you're going to follow up with your one-on-one with your mentor if you need to interpret the data that you receive from chat and kind of lay out your strategic growth plan. So use all your tools and don't go it alone. Again, we're going to send out the way to contact SBA, our SCORE resource partners. We have women business centers. We have our small business development center, all kind of resources available to you at no cost. So don't go it alone. Reach out to us if we can help.
I do have a mentor. Thank you so much.
Okay, awesome. Now there's different mentors, different skill sets, different background, helping with different things. So, use all of the tools, and again, you definitely don't want to miss the opportunity to connect with Liz Smoke today. This is one you want to keep on your contact list.
Thank you.
All right, awesome. Okay, so we're going to keep moving on. Is it Emanuela? Would you jump in with your one quick question? One quick question.